What if I told you that your relentless, lifelong pursuit of happiness is the very thing making you miserable? That the constant chase for pleasure, comfort, and distraction, which modern society relentlessly promotes as the ultimate goal, is in fact a dangerous illusion, a subtle form of enslavement that prevents true fulfillment and resilience. It sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? We are bombarded with messages from every angle: advertising, social media, popular culture, telling us that happiness is found in the next purchase, the next experience, the next fleeting moment of pleasure. We are taught to avoid discomfort at all costs, to seek instant gratification, to numb any feeling that isn't immediately pleasant. But what if this constant striving, this endless consumption, this avoidance of anything challenging or difficult is precisely what keeps us weak, distracted, and ultimately unfulfilled? What if the very definition of happiness we've been sold is a dangerous lie, a comfortable prison designed to keep us from discovering our true strength and purpose? This video will challenge your most cherished assumptions about what constitutes a good life. It will be a wake-up call, a provocative journey into the uncomfortable truth about our modern obsession with pleasure and why it might be the invisible chain holding you back from a life of profound meaning and enduring strength. Are you ready to question everything you thought you knew about happiness? The Huxleyan nightmare, a chilling diagnosis of our present reality. To understand the dangerous truth about happiness, we must first turn to a chillingly prophetic vision, one that for many has ceased to be mere fiction and has become a stark reality: Aldous Huxley's Brave New World. Published in 1932, Huxley's dystopian masterpiece presented a society not controlled by overt oppression or fear, like Orwell's 1984, but by pleasure, comfort, and distraction. In this world, citizens are genetically engineered and conditioned from birth to be content with their predetermined roles. Any lingering discomfort or existential angst is immediately quelled by a ubiquitous, state-sponsored drug called soma, a perfect, non-addictive euphoriant that provides instant happiness without consequences. People are encouraged to engage in promiscuous sex, constant entertainment, and superficial consumption. There is no suffering, no deep thought, no genuine connection, and crucially, no freedom. The citizens are happy, yes, but it is a manufactured, shallow happiness, devoid of meaning, struggle, or true human experience. They are, in essence, enslaved by their own contentment. Now, look around you. Are we not living in a world increasingly resembling Huxley's vision? We are constantly plugged in, constantly entertained. Our smartphones offer an endless stream of distractions, from social media feeds to streaming services, designed to keep us amused and prevent us from ever having to sit with our own thoughts or discomfort. We have an abundance of cheap, accessible pleasures, fast food, easy entertainment, endless shopping opportunities. And while we don't have soma, we have a myriad of substitutes, from prescription medications to recreational drugs, from excessive alcohol consumption to compulsive online behaviors, all promising instant relief from anxiety, boredom, or pain. Society, through advertising and cultural messaging, relentlessly promotes the idea that every discomfort can and should be immediately alleviated. Feeling sad? Buy something. Feeling lonely? Scroll through social media. Feeling stressed? Watch another show. We are conditioned to avoid any form of suffering, to seek the path of least resistance, to prioritize comfort above all else. This isn't accidental. A population that is constantly entertained, constantly comfortable, and constantly seeking the next fleeting pleasure is a population that is easily controlled. They are too distracted to notice their own enslavement, too comfortable to question the system, too busy chasing the next dopamine hit to seek deeper meaning or challenge the status quo. Huxley's nightmare wasn't about external tyranny, it was about internal surrender, about a people who willingly traded their freedom and depth for a life of superficial contentment. This is the dangerous truth. The pursuit of pleasure, when taken to its extreme, becomes a subtle yet powerful form of control, keeping us from our true potential and our authentic selves. The hedonistic treadmill, the endless chase for fleeting satisfaction. At the heart of this societal obsession with pleasure lies a fundamental psychological trap, the hedonistic treadmill. This concept describes our remarkable human tendency to quickly adapt to new levels of pleasure, comfort, or material possessions, and then to return to a relatively stable level of happiness, requiring ever-increasing doses to feel the same level of satisfaction. Think about it. You get that new car, that new gadget, that promotion, or you go on that dream vacation. For a brief period, you experience a surge of joy, excitement, and contentment. But how long does it last? Days, weeks, months? Inevitably, the novelty wears off. What once brought immense pleasure becomes the new normal, and soon you find yourself craving the next thing, the next experience, the next upgrade to recapture that fleeting high. It's like running on a treadmill. You're expending a lot of energy, but you're not actually moving forward in terms of lasting fulfillment. This creates a vicious cycle of craving and disappointment. We are constantly chasing a moving target, a phantom of happiness that always seems to be just out of reach. The more we consume, the more we adapt, and the more we need to consume to feel anything at all. This isn't just about material possessions. It applies to all forms of external pleasure. Endless entertainment, superficial relationships, constant validation from social media, even the pursuit of constant positive emotions. We become addicted to the dopamine hit, the fleeting rush, and when it subsides, we feel an emptiness, a void that we immediately try to fill with more of the same. This treadmill keeps us perpetually dissatisfied, always looking outside ourselves for something that can only be found within. It prevents us from appreciating what we have, from finding contentment in simplicity, and from cultivating inner resources for enduring well-being. It's a relentless, exhausting race that ultimately leads nowhere, leaving us feeling hollow and perpetually chasing the next fleeting sensation. This is the subtle yet powerful mechanism by which the pursuit of pleasure becomes a form of enslavement. We are bound to an endless cycle of desire and temporary gratification, never truly arriving at a state of lasting peace or fulfillment. The Frankl revelation, meaning over pleasure, the ultimate human drive. If the pursuit of pleasure is a treadmill to nowhere, what then is the true path to fulfillment? Here, we turn to the profound insights of Viktor Frankl, an Austrian psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor who developed logotherapy, a school of psychotherapy centered on the belief that the primary human drive is not for pleasure, as Freud suggested, nor for power, as Adler proposed, but for meaning. Frankl discovered this truth in the most unimaginable circumstances, the Nazi concentration camps. In the depths of unimaginable suffering, witnessing unspeakable horrors, he observed that those who survived were not necessarily the strongest physically, but those who had a purpose, a reason to live, a meaning to fulfill. He famously stated, "A man who has a why to live for can bear almost any how." This revelation stands in stark contrast to the hedonistic pursuit of pleasure. While pleasure is a natural and often desirable byproduct of life, it cannot be directly pursued as an end in itself. The more you chase it, the more elusive it becomes. Meaning, on the other hand, is found in something greater than oneself, in a cause to serve, a person to love, a task to complete, or in the attitude we take towards unavoidable suffering. Frankl's experience taught him that even in the most horrific conditions, human beings retain the freedom to choose their attitude, to find meaning in their suffering, and to transcend their circumstances. This is the enduring power of a life dedicated to a purpose greater than oneself. It's about contribution, growth, and transcendence, rather than mere consumption or avoidance of pain. When life presents challenges, and it inevitably will, a life built on meaning provides the resilience, the inner strength, and the unwavering resolve to face adversity. Pleasure is fleeting, meaning is enduring. Pleasure is dependent on external circumstances. Meaning is an internal choice. This is the dangerous truth. When we prioritize pleasure, we become fragile, dependent on external stimuli for our well-being. But when we prioritize meaning, We cultivate an inner fortress, a wellspring of strength that can sustain us through any storm. This is the profound shift in perspective that liberates us from the treadmill and sets us on a path towards true, lasting fulfillment. The cost of comfort, the erosion of strength and the hollow self. If the pursuit of pleasure and the avoidance of discomfort are the hallmarks of modern society, what then is the cost of this relentless chase for comfort? The consequences are far more profound than mere dissatisfaction. They represent an erosion of our inner strength, a weakening of our resilience, and the cultivation of a hollow sense of self. When you make comfort your god, you sacrifice your strength on its altar. Consider the human condition throughout history. Our ancestors faced immense challenges, harsh environments, scarcity of resources, constant threats. These struggles forged resilience, adaptability, and a deep appreciation for life's simple joys. But in our modern, hyper-comfortable world, we are increasingly shielded from any form of discomfort. We have climate control, instant food delivery, endless entertainment at our fingertips, and a myriad of ways to avoid any unpleasant sensation. While this might seem desirable on the surface, it comes at a steep price. Firstly, the constant avoidance of pain and discomfort leads to a profound lack of resilience. Resilience is not something we are born with. It is forged in the fires of adversity. When we consistently avoid challenges, when we are never forced to confront our fears or push beyond our perceived limits, our capacity to bounce back from setbacks diminishes. We become emotionally fragile, easily overwhelmed by minor inconveniences and prone to anxiety and depression when faced with real-world difficulties. The muscles of our spirit atrophy from disuse. We become accustomed to immediate gratification, and when life inevitably presents delays, frustrations, or losses, we lack the inner fortitude to navigate them with grace and strength. This makes us vulnerable, dependent on external circumstances for our well-being, and ultimately, less free. Secondly, the relentless pursuit of comfort fosters a fear of challenges and growth. True growth often lies just outside our comfort zone. It requires us to embrace uncertainty, to risk failure, to endure discomfort. But if our primary drive is to remain comfortable, we will instinctively shy away from any opportunity that demands effort, discipline, or vulnerability. We become stagnant, trapped in a gilded cage of our own making. We might dream of achieving great things, of living a life of purpose and impact, but the siren song of comfort keeps us tethered to the familiar and the easy. This leads to a hollow sense of self, a nagging feeling that we are not living up to our full potential. We might have all the material comforts, but internally we feel empty, unfulfilled, and disconnected from our deeper purpose. The pursuit of comfort, paradoxically, leads to a profound discomfort with life itself, as we become incapable of engaging with its inherent challenges and its raw, untamed beauty. Thirdly, this obsession with comfort can lead to a loss of meaning and purpose. As Viktor Frankl so powerfully demonstrated, meaning is often found in the struggle, in the commitment to something greater than oneself, in the willingness to endure hardship for a noble cause. When life is solely about avoiding pain and maximizing pleasure, it becomes superficial and devoid of deeper significance. We lose sight of what truly matters, becoming consumed by trivialities and fleeting sensations. This can lead to an existential vacuum, a pervasive sense of aimlessness and despair, even amidst material abundance. The sweet poison of distraction keeps us from confronting this emptiness, but it never truly fills the void. The cost of comfort is, therefore, the erosion of our spirit, the blunting of our capacity for deep experience, and the sacrifice of a life of profound meaning for one of superficial ease. It's a trade-off that, in the long run, leaves us impoverished where it matters most, in the depths of our soul. Actionable steps, forging a life of meaning and true fulfillment. If the pursuit of pleasure is a dangerous illusion and comfort is costing us our strength, what then is the path to true fulfillment, to a life of enduring meaning and resilience? It begins with a conscious shift in values, a deliberate choice to prioritize meaning over fleeting pleasure, and to embrace the inherent challenges of life as opportunities for growth. Here are some actionable steps you can take right now to begin forging a life of deeper meaning and true fulfillment. 1. Identify your why. As Viktor Frankl taught, meaning is found in something greater than oneself. What are you willing to suffer for? What cause are you willing to serve? What problem are you passionate about solving? What values are non-negotiable for you? Take time to reflect deeply on these questions. Journaling, meditation, or conversations with trusted mentors can help you uncover your core values and purpose. Your why doesn't have to be grand. It can be as simple as being a loving parent, a dedicated craftsman, or a compassionate friend. Once you identify your why, let it guide your decisions and actions. 2. Embrace discomfort as a teacher. Consciously seek out opportunities to step outside your comfort zone. This doesn't mean seeking out unnecessary suffering, but rather embracing the discomfort that comes with growth. Take on a challenging project at work, learn a new skill that pushes your limits, engage in difficult but necessary conversations, or commit to a physical challenge. Each time you willingly face discomfort, you build resilience, expand your capacity, and discover new strengths within yourself. Remember, the muscles of your spirit grow through resistance, just like physical muscles. 3. Practice mindful consumption, not just creation. Be intentional about what you consume, not just food, but information, entertainment, and social media. Are you mindlessly scrolling, seeking constant distraction? Or are you engaging with content that challenges you, inspires you, and contributes to your growth? Reduce your intake of passive, low-value entertainment and replace it with activities that require active engagement, learning, or creation. This could be reading a challenging book, learning an instrument, engaging in deep conversation, or creating something with your hands. This shifts you from being a passive consumer to an active participant in your own life. 4. Cultivate gratitude for the present moment. The hedonistic treadmill keeps us constantly looking to the next thing for happiness. Counteract this by consciously practicing gratitude for what you already have, for the simple joys and blessings in your life. This isn't about ignoring challenges, but about appreciating the richness of the present moment. Keep a gratitude journal. Take a few minutes each day to list things you are thankful for, or simply pause throughout your day to notice and appreciate the small wonders around you. Gratitude anchors you in the present and fosters a deeper sense of contentment that is independent of external circumstances. 5. Connect with others on a deeper level. True fulfillment is often found in meaningful connection. Move beyond superficial interactions and invest in relationships that challenge you, support you, and allow you to be your authentic self. Engage in deep conversations, practice active listening, and be willing to be vulnerable. Serving others, contributing to your community, or engaging in acts of kindness can also provide a profound sense of meaning and connection that far surpasses fleeting personal pleasures. 6. Reframe suffering as an opportunity. Life will inevitably bring suffering, loss, and hardship. Instead of resisting or avoiding these experiences, learn to reframe them as opportunities for growth, learning, and the discovery of deeper meaning. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow through this? How can I use this experience to help others? This is the essence of Frankl's logotherapy, finding meaning even in the face of unavoidable suffering. This shift in perspective transforms adversity from a destructive force into a catalyst for profound personal evolution.